Tonight we enter the second month of the season, and for the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets, they're off to their worst start in over 5 years. And for St. Paul's, they are trying to right the ship as well, coming in with a record of 4-5. So which one of these teams will be poised to make a positive move as the holidays approach? We're about to find out now with Ballin down south high school hoops. Good evening, I'm Al Weeden, joined by Corey Bounty and Ron Wallace. We're so glad you're with us. Corey, we don't normally see these two teams struggling this early in the season.
Well, what you're going to have tonight is two teams that are going to be playing their best basketball after the Christmas break. And this is just kind of what we like to call the preseason, or the first third of what is an entirety of a third of a season, meaning you have the first third, the middle third, and the end third. And Philip Murphy is always used to, during his state championship tenure, of having basketball guys that are joined late because of the football success. But again, the continuity tonight is going to be interesting for both of these teams. It's kind of a thermometer instead of a thermostat in regards to winning and losing.
McGill-Toolen, they're coming in tonight 4-6. The Yellow Jackets have wins over Cottage Hill twice this season. They've beaten Davidson and they beat West Point in the Gulf Shores tournament over the holidays. St. Paul's is 4-5. The Saints have wins over Daphne, Theodore, Baldwin County, and last week they beat Chelsea up in Thompson for the Thompson Thanksgiving Invitational inside Alabaster. So both of these teams have played over the holiday. We're getting ready for lineups. Matter of fact, Ron, let's get up our starting lineups for both of these squads. As a matter of fact, so we'll start off with McGill. They're the visiting team getting the start tonight. Caden Thrash at guard. Patrick Weems, the point guard, averages 12 points per game. He's a 38% three-point shooter also at guard. You got number 4, James King, averaging 8 points per game. Stephen Heim, he's the volume three-point shooter. That name may sound familiar to you, Corey. His brother played with him as well, and his dad works over there at WNSP. So he shoots about 28% from threes. And also Brooke Lomax, he's going to be down low, 6'4", with the start. For St. Paul, starting for them tonight, their leading scorer, he's the wing guy, Kobe Johnson. Keep your eye on 22 double deuce, averaging 20.8 points per game. Also Ontario Fisher at forward, 8 points per game he averages. William Fuchs, he's on the wing, averaging 6.1 points per game. Also Keyshawn McKnight getting the start at guard, and Javon Wilson, 8 points per game as well. Corey, I will say this, for both of these teams, somewhat equally matched when you look at the size of both of these teams.
Yeah, no true what we call big man or post player, but we'll see. What we will see is a lot of three-point shooting tonight. We'll see a lot of backdoor cutting. We'll see a lot of off-basketball movement and screens. The officials for tonight will definitely have to keep their eyes open on off of the off-ball movement. But again, both of these coaches love the press. They love the run motion. Both of these teams here tonight, with St. Paul's being the home team, they have that home court advantage, and we'll see how they play tonight.
No doubt about that, Ron. When you take a look at these teams, one is a 5A team, one is a 6A team, and when I was reading it off, St. Paul's has beat Theodore. Theodore has beaten Baker. They've also beaten Daphne, and we saw Murphy demolish Daphne a couple weeks ago.
Well, here tonight, I don't think classification is going to matter. Coach Garrett normally has a pretty good team, a lot of sharp shooters on the outside. Coach Murphy as well. I do think, like Corey said, this is going to be a three-point shooter, sniper game here tonight.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see some good fundamental basketball as well being displayed by both of these teams. McGill-Toolen in the visiting black tonight. What's up, Brother Norwood? Our officials tonight, Brian Allred, Jamar Matthews, Randall Norwood as well. Couldn't even read my own handwriting there, Corey. It is Jamar Matthews.
Well, I will say this. It's storming outside and it's raining hard. We'll see if it's raining threes here tonight at St. Paul's.
And the Saints get the tip. Ontario Fisher kicks it over to Wilson. Back to Fisher as they get ready to set up their offense here with McGill-Toolen. There's our first three of the night, and it is off. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets.
A little zone defense to start out for McGill-Toolen. We'll see if St. Paul's looks like they're going to go man-to-man. Attacking the rim is McGill.
Right to the hole. Caden Thrash shot no good. Almost a quick steal right there by the Yellow Jackets. And they're definitely putting that pressure on the Saints. And it's going to be Yellow Jackets ball that went off the thigh of Javon Wilson.
One of those unforced turnovers. Head coach Brandon Garrett doing a phenomenal job here at St. Paul's. Just very active in the basketball community and has great knowledge. And again, his intensity, he'll be here patrolling the sidelines right next to our station next to the scores table. Garrett
in his 7th season here at St. Paul's. He's 95 and 96 for a .497 career winning percentage. A face we're quite familiar with here on the basketball scenes that you just talked about. It's stolen by the Saints. And we are still scoreless, but there are our first points with the putback by St. Paul.
Here comes the full court pressure. Kobe Johnson followed it up. A full court trapping man-to-man is going to be an early foul in the backcourt, but that's what you want to see is hustle, thinking that you're going to have a breakaway missed layup. Wilson, that's why you never stop or quit. Johnson, Johnny on the spot, averages 20.8, already with 2 tonight.
Fisher picks up his first foul, first team foul, and stepping on the sideline, Patrick Weems averages 12 points per game. That's another turnover. Unforced error right there by McGill.
Philip Murphy, again, one of the deans of high school basketball coaches in this Mobile, Baldwin County area, having won a state championship and having this be one of his younger teams going to a zone.
All is blocked right there by Weems. And McGill's going to set up their offense as they bring it across the timeline here. Just said Weems averages 12 points per game.
Great job of sitting down on defense. Getting your hands in the passing lanes is very impressive. Trying to get the 5-second count, and it was close to being called.
Back to Weems. He drives into the paint, puts it up, no good. Rebound by James King. King's going to pull it out here. They're going to reset the offense. There's a little crossover move, and thrown away. It is going to be the Saints basketball run.
Yeah, you know, this is a fast-paced game starting out to be a track meet here at the beginning of this game here. We'll see if they settle down.
And that's what you want to see. I mean, you want to see both teams play with patience and poise, but the 1-3-1 defense early by McGill-Toolen. You have to rebound out of the zone, long shot, long rebound, and you want to find the short corners to be wide open, but you don't want the ball to stick.
Offensive foul is going to be called against the Saints right there. I think they may get
Fisher. That's his second.
Yeah, that's the second on Fisher, so he may have to head to the bench for a bit. And the second team foul, checking in for St. Paul's, Max Bulow. Also checking in, Anthony Frazier and Connor Waldrop. So the Saints are going to play some small ball here and use some speed possibly.
Yeah, you want to attack this full court pressure by getting the ball in the middle third of the floor, but the biggest thing is to get it inbound. You want to go right back to the inbounder, and that's a great job of execution. Just have to handle the rock.
Williams brings it across. Shot up by the big fella, Lomax, no good. Good rebound right there by Javon Wilson. The tallest Saint on the floor is Kobe Johnson at 6'5", as he passes the ball over to Wilson. They swing it across on the skip pass, back across again. Let's see if Johnson's going to take it. And he does, just outside the elbow, no good.
Nice offensive rebound. That's the thing about zone, though. You got to box out.
And that's a three from Javon Wilson. He drops it in, averages 8 points per game. Almost near half of his average with that three. I think that's kicked out by St. Paul.
Yeah, second chance opportunities are huge, especially when you're in a zone. Long shot, long rebound is something you have to keep an eye out on. McGill-Toolen yet to score here with 5:26 remaining in the first quarter, but you got to get it in bounds and find the middle of the floor.
Pressure being put on by the Saints. They break it. Weems gets it out to the corner. Hine puts it up. We know he's a volume three-point shooter. Nice rebound by Lomax. The big fella down low, Brooks Lomax, gets the first points for the Yellow Jackets.
6'4" junior McGill-Toolen after the score. They're trying to create a turnover, and they are able to. And that's the biggest thing. Getting that donut off of the board allows you to jump into a full court press, and they're able to get the turnover. Let's see if they're able to capitalize.
Continued pressure. Outside with the shot. No good for King. Gets into the hand of the leading scorer, Kobe Johnson for the Saints. He swings it over. Another three put up. No good for Wilson.
We said it was going to be raining threes, and you want them to drop through the net as they do rain down. 5-2 our score. Man-to-man defense by St. Paul's have to play without fouling.
Stephen Hine at the elbow, kicks it back out to Weems. And Weems is going to swing it over to Caden Thrash. Thresh going to put up a three himself. He's going to be off. Iron unkind to the Yellow Jackets so far. 5-2 our score. Almost at the halfway point of the first quarter. Al Weed, Corley Bounty, Warren Wallace. You're watching this game on the Ballin Down South Sports Network, and it is still the Saints basketball.
Tune in and tell a friend is our hashtag here throughout the entire season. Whether you're watching it on Ballin Down South, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, multiple platforms will be available this entire basketball season. So tune in and tell a friend.
Ty York and Joseph Weems check in for the Yellow Jackets. So the Weems brothers are on the floor at the same time now. And we have a foul being called.
And the Weems,
Connor Waldrop picks up a foul.
The Weems name is very familiar. Their mom, I'll give her credit, former McGill-Toolen girls basketball head coach and was a great basketball player at Spring Hill as well. And their dad, he's actively involved in the CYO, organizing things as well. And he's a Hall of Famer as well, so they have great genetics from an athletic standpoint.
Runs in the genes and in the blood for the Weems. Pressure being put on the young fellow. Carter Logan has to give it up to Patrick Weems. Bounces it off of his foot, but he says that Logan's going to put it up, and it's no good. Nothing but error on the shot.
Now, you don't get a chance to set up in your defense here if you catch them in transition.
St. Paul's looking for the three.
Got to swing the basketball.
Back over to Connor Waldrop. Waldrop gives it up as well. Wilson with it. And they got a guy in the corner. Frazier thinks about it twice, doesn't do it. Cross court, here comes the three right there. Put up, and it is good. Waldrop was patient, as were the Saints, as they got the three up 8-2.
Only averages 1.6 points per game, Ron.
And you know, that was a good ball rotation by them at that point, too.
That's what you want. 8-2 is our score. And again, hands in the passing lane. That's going to be an easy call for the officials to make. Jamar Matthews.
2 on Connor Waldrop right there as he walks straight to the bench. So that's 4 team fouls against the Saints. McGill hasn't picked up a foul yet.
And they definitely want to be aggressive. The biggest thing, though, high school basketball, 5 team fouls, we will shoot the double bonus. It resets every quarter, and that is a new rule that has been implemented. But 8-2 our score. McGill-Toolen has to find a way to continue to attack against this pressure man-to-man defense by St. Paul's.
Both coaches being strategic as they bring in subs. Ontario Fisher back on the floor with his 2 fouls. They give Kobe Johnson a break for the Saints. So he'll be the big man for St. Paul's down low as he's tied up against Ty York. York is 6'7" for the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, wow.
Nice give and go right there, but pressure, and the pressure caused the walk. The young fella did the 2-step, Joseph Weems.
Switching man-to-man defense. Here comes that full court. 1-2-2. Pressure being applied by the Yellow Jackets. You have to find the ball in the middle of the floor and throw it over the top of this pressure.
They get it across the timeline, but the pressure's still there, and McGill's going to pick up a quick foul here.
That's the biggest thing. You have to stay off of the sidelines because that's an extra defender.
Correct. James King with the first foul, first team foul against the Yellow Jackets. Max Bulow thought about it and puts it up, no good. Right back to Bulow. It was saved by the Yellow Jackets just to the wrong guy.
And they turn it over as well. Back-to-back buckets here on this full-court man-to-man pressure. Timeout is going to be coming.
There's the timeout from Philip Murphy. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching High School Hoops on Ballin Down South. Don't you move.
At Bishop State Community College, we're not just about sports. We're about shaping futures. Our athletes aren't just players. They're true student athletes, excelling both on and off the court. And their hard work doesn't end when the game does. Because at Bishop State, we dominate the books.
And we dominate the ball.
You're watching High School Hoops on Ballin Down South Sports Network. Al Wheaton, Ron Wallace, Corley Brownie bringing you the action right here on the campus of St. Paul's Episcopal School. And the Saints are up 12-2 over McGill. And they definitely have the motivation and the oomph right here behind them right now. They're putting it on the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, quick 4-0 run, full court man-to-man pressure. Here comes the trap, and you got to find somebody in the middle of the floor. It's going to be another turnover.
They had the pressure on Weems right there. And it's going to be a foul coming the other way, signaled by Randall Norwood.
I don't know if you guys noticed, they're pressuring the whole entire game, but I noticed Coach Garrett has been changing players in and out to try to give those guys rest because they are going 100%.
Well, here's the thing. You trust Ontario Fisher Jr., your 6'1 senior forward with 2 fouls picked up early in the first quarter. That just goes to show the trust and the discipline that he has toward Ontario. Now, I'll say this. Speaking of good genes, Ontario Fisher Jr., I coached his mom, Tantisha Watson, at LaFleur High School, so he definitely gets it honestly in regards to being a basketball family.
And the Yellow Jackets drop both of them in. First free throws of the night. Checking back in for McGill. Patrick Weems, also Stephen Heim checking back in. So both the Weems brothers are still on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Fisher still on the floor with his 2 fouls.
Got to stay off the sidelines.
As they bring it across the timeline, Fisher's going to kick it out. That's a 3. And that's going to be 3 shots coming up for Matt Leatherberry.
And that's
that
a situation.
30.
You just have to know when you close out, you have to have high hands and choppy feet, but you never leave your feet as a defender to block a 3-point shot. That's a cardinal sin and a huge no-no.
That's a no-no.
Never leave your feet.
Leatherberry drops in the first. So that foul called against Charlie Hines. Second team foul against McGill. This is the second.
And with this 13-4 lead and the clock being stopped, you've already committed 5 team fouls. You want to continue to apply the pressure because McGill's struggling to handle the basketball full court-wise.
Because you know with each foul from here on out, you're going to be shooting at the line. As you just talked about with the 5 foul score. They break it across the timeline. Heim is going to put up the 3, and he nails it. Stephen Heim with his first 3 of the night.
Heim, nothing but the bottom of the net, catch and shoot very quickly, and here comes that full court pressure. That's going to be a turnover against St. Paul.
That's a walk, yeah. That's a walk right there by Kobe Johnson. Had some backdoor pressure on him. Subbing in 3 right now, Javon Wilson, Anthony Frazier also coming in, Howard Dean Jr. for the Saints.
But what you need to do, though, you have to value the basketball. McGill-Toolen doesn't have a true point guard on this roster. And because of it, the pressure has turned things up. And again, now the half-court sets is where McGill has to execute with all the cutters coming from the wing.
And you're going to see a lot of that. Patrick Weems drives the lane and scores. The young fella averages 12 points per game with this 6'3 frame. He gets it in. They've cut the lead to 6 now. And that's another travel. Back-to-back travels against the Saints, Ron.
And guys, they are traveling without their luggage. They can't leave without the luggage.
And what you have to make sure of, though, if you're St. Paul's, don't pick the basketball up until pressure is coming, because do the math. If 2 people are coming to trap, you're going to have somebody wide open in the middle of the floor.
Charlie Hines with the turnaround. It's blocked right there by Javon Wilson. He got all that one.
And he walked, there was a walk missed right there, but McGill-Toolen staying in this zone defense. You just have to make sure that you go ahead and box out. That's the biggest thing. When you play zone, you must find a body to box out. Long shot, long rebound.
Saints working around the perimeter, stepping inside for the 15-footer. Jawan Wilson drains it
from the elbow.
We are under 1 minute here in the first quarter.
And again, the full court pressure being applied this whole game. McGill-Toolen has to execute in the half-court sets.
Time drives, kicks it out. Ty York, and that's a foul down low.
A push on the pass.
And if they call that one on Fisher, that'll be his 3rd.
That is going to be his 3rd.
That is 3 on Ontario Fisher. And going to the line shooting is Stephen Heim. He's an 86% free throw shooter.
Well, you have assistant coaches Richard Lyon, Todd Martin, and DeJounte Thomas assisting Brandon Garrett tonight, and they're just communicating the importance here of playing without fouling.
Heim sinks both of them. Yellow Jackets are perfect from the line.
And if you notice, McGill is getting back into the game. They're only down by 5 right now.
Down by 5.
Well, you're starting to do that by turning up this full court 1-2-1-1 pressure. It's a diamond and one look that they are giving, and you just have to find somebody in the middle of the floor. You have to have a flasher in the middle of the floor and attack the middle third.
They get it across, driving in. Shot is blocked. William Fuchs tried to take it to the hole. You're under 30 seconds. The Yellow Jackets could cut it to a 2-point lead with a 3 right here. Oh, ball goes off the chest of Weems. That's going to be an over and back. And Randall Norwood is literally telling him, it went off your chest. It went off your chest.
Well, 13.1 seconds remaining. Only 2 fouls have been committed by McGill. They can be aggressive here.
They can.
If you're St. Paul's, you want to try to hold for 1.
And I believe they're going to hold for the final shot here. Pass is stolen by Patrick Weems. 2-1. Weems going to take it to the hole, and no good, not enough lift. So at the end of 1, it's St. Paul's on top, 16-11. Don't move. More Ballin down South High School hoops is headed your way.
I've always said, all citizens of Mobile County deserve to live in a safe community without fear. At the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, we continue to work tirelessly toward this goal. This is Sheriff Paul Birch. If you're looking for a rewarding career with a team and community who has your back, then go to teamsheriff.org and let's go to work.
Now South High School hoops. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty, Ron Wallace. After 1 quarter of action, it is St. Paul's on top, 16-11. The Saints were 2 for 3 from the free throw line, and Corey McGill was perfect, 4 from 4 from the charity stripe.
Again, when you look at being perfect at the free throw line, if you're going to get into the bonus situation, you need to make sure that you knock down and capitalize on those free throws. And 11-16, you have St. Paul's leading after 1 + 5. The fouls do reset, but both of these. So again, we talk about the high volume of 3-pointers that were going to be shot here tonight, and it's going to continue here in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter.
An absolutely great crowd here inside of the gym on the campus of St. Paul's Episcopal School. Some awful weather outside. Parking lot was completely packed and soaked and drenched as we all walked into this ball game tonight. But they'll try to rain some threes if they can. Heim is trapped in the corner. And look at what he does. James King throws it off the foot of the St. Paul's competitor.
Heads up play because you were trapped in the coffin corner. That's no man's land. That's that extra defender. McGill-Toolen loves to run curls off ball, and again, cutting to the basket off of those curls and off ball screens is what Philip Murphy and this motion offense is known for.
No shot, no good. It's blocked. Actually goes out of bounds, so it's going to remain Yellow Jackets ball.
James King, he attacked the rim. This is where Philip Murphy is a master, though. Baseline out of bounds, dead ball situations. He loves to find a way to manufacture easy points. You can throw it into the backcourt there, and you have to play without fouling.
King saves it. They get it across the timeline. Outside, Joseph Weems' shot is no good. Fast break opportunity for the Saints.
Couldn't get it to go,
but they
puts
do
it
get
back.
the putback. Kobe Johnson, leading scorer. He got that one in. He averages 5 rebounds a game. He made that one worthwhile.
This is the first time tonight that Coach Garrett has gone to a situation where he has not pressed after a basket, and a good job of trying to take the charge, but not really taking the contact first.
Javon Wilson picks up his first foul. First team foul against the Saints. Gonna put Joseph Weems at the line.
Dead ball situation, you're leading by 7. You attempted to take a charge by speeding McGill-Toolen up in the half-court pressure situation there, but both of these coaches have some wonderful half-court sets that they do execute and run for their team to get offensive looks.
Weems at the line here for the Yellow Jackets. Hits the first.
And McGill-Toolen, again, this being the youngest team that Philip Murphy has fielded during his tenure as head coach here. You rely on what you know, which travels. Defense always travels regardless of what age group or classification you are.
Only 5 seniors on this squad. They lost 7 off of last year's team. So it is definitely a young squad, as you said, Corey, the youngest he's had in his 20 years at McGill-Toolen.
And you know, if these guys stay healthy for Coach Murphy.
And stop, pop, and drop Kobe Johnson with the bucket.
Here comes the full court pressure, and you just kickball is going to be called. Anytime that you have an inbounder, the inbounder is always the most dangerous person. And if you can deny the inbounder back to basketball, you'll get a steal every single time.
McGill working it, nobody home. They throw it into the backcourt. Another over and back. Second one tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Checking back in for them, Patrick Weems. And Stephen Heim is going to head to the bench to catch a breather.
And Philip Murphy, again, the dean of high school basketball coaches, does a phenomenal job with his staff of working with what he has.
They won the 7A title back in 2016. And they have 6 Final Four appearances in the past 10 years. They won the Final Four last year. And we have a foul right here that'll be called against McGill. And they're going to call that one against Caden Thrash, picks up his first, and the first team foul against the Yellow Jackets here in the second quarter.
And Philip Murphy, you know, at this time about a year and a half ago, really fighting for his life.
That's right, sure was.
And Coach Buckner, his assistant coach, came in and ran the team. But, you know, prayers go up and blessings come down. And Philip Murphy, he was able to fight through it and come back and join his team, see the Final Four run that they were able to make a year ago. And again, I love Philip Murphy and the great job he's done at McGill-Toolen.
And the one thing about it, Corey, he was sitting on the bench watching it, wanting to get in as bad as he could, but he knew he couldn't run up and down that sideline and fuss, man.
20 to 12. I mean, this is one of the largest leads that we've seen, but the off-ball screens is what you have to keep an eye on. You have to be stationary if you're McGill.
And McGill loses it. Fast break opportunity here for the Saints, and they capitalize, laying it in. Kayshawn McKnight extends the lead to 10, and another kick ball. I think it's going to retain with the Yellow Jackets.
Well, you look at this quarter, almost 3 minutes being played here, and McGill has only scored 1 point. So it's a nice little start to the second quarter for St. Paul's and Coach Garrett and his guys continuing to apply this full court man-to-man pressure.
Yellow Jackets inbounded. Here comes the pressure they're going to put on Weems, looking for the trap. Gets it down low to King, and King drops it in.
I will say this, that's a big basket. Now McGill-Toolen just has to find a way to get one stop.
That 3 is up, and Javon Wilson drains the 3. That's his second 3 tonight.
And he finally finds his touch from beyond the arc, and again, the 11-point lead will go 3 for 3. There's going to be a holding foul first.
They call that
14.
One on Danner Frazier, his first foul. Second team foul against the Saints. That one should be on the floor. They're going to take it
on the baseline, yeah. And like you say, Corey, fundamental basketball, what we're going to see here tonight, and we have.
You love it. I mean, you're going to have great movement and off-ball screens and cuts and curls by McGill and St. Paul's, and the execution is what it's going to boil down to.
Weems thought about taking that jumper right there. Changed his mind. Works his skip pass across the court to his brother, in and out. The iron unkind. They're going to have a foul down low. And you get the Yellow Jackets here.
Fisher Jr. getting poked in the eye there.
They're going to call that one on Micah Johnson. Johnson had just checked into the ball game, so he picked up his first foul. And second team foul as St. Paul's will take the ball here at 5:11 remaining in the first half.
Now they get out of the full court 1-2-1-1 and go to a little full court trapping man. So we're going to make St. Paul's handle the basketball.
Kobe Johnson trying to go coast to coast. Count the basket. And one coming up for the Yellow Jackets.
That's just big boy basketball in that situation. Going downhill at 6'3", you're not going to be able to stop that.
Back-to-back fouls.
He had his mind made up once he came in with the ball.
No doubt about that. And Johnson drops it in. He's a 78% free throw shooter.
You got to get the ball to the middle of the floor, and that's where you can hurt St. Paul's. If you don't, it's going to be a turnover.
Almost stolen by the Saints, but it hit the sideline, so it'll remain for the Yellow Jackets. More subs coming in for the Saints. Howard Dean Jr. comes in. Javon Wilson heads out. Approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Al Whedon, Corley Bounty, Ron Wallace. You're watching Ballin Down South High School Hoops right here on the Ballin Down South Sports Network. We appreciate you tuning in. As Corey says, tune in and tell a friend. You know, as I put on my Facebook post, it's Big Monday. Don't worry about Monday Night Football. Don't worry about the rain. Just watch some high school basketball.
It's that time of year, high school hoops heating up, as that's a great attack of the rim, and that's what you have to do. As Patrick Weems, the 6'3" senior, will go back to the free throw line trying to knock this one down.
Called up against Danner Frazier. That's his second. Third team foul as Weems goes to the line.
And what I love to see is as soon as he caught the basketball, there was no hesitation in his mind to attack the rim.
Right, straight up.
And that's what you have to do to get St. Paul's and keep them in foul trouble. But if you want to cut into this 14-point lead, you've got to make free throws as well. As they were perfect in the first quarter of action.
4 for 4. Right now, they're 1 for 3. And 2 for 4 here from the charity stripe. J.J. Davis checks in for the Yellow Jackets doing those free throws. He was 6'1" freshman. Pressure being put on Johnson.
That's tough. I don't know if that was a pass.
I think it was a pass, Corey. I think it was. It looked like a shot, though.
He pulled up and just didn't know what he wanted to do with it. But he's definitely the biggest player on the floor right now for Coach Brandon Garrett. And the offense definitely needs to go through 22.
Look at the hustle by Weems right there to knock it out. It will remain with the Saints.
Well, that's the toughest place to inbound the basketball, right in front of McGill-Toolen's end of their bench.
Just thinking that, in front of the opposing team's bench.
You don't want to throw it into the backcourt. You want to call a timeout, and Brandon Garrett's going to call the timeout to get him a good diagram play.
Brandon Garrett wants a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Got to thank our folks over there at Bishop State Community College for being on board with us. Proud to support tonight's Ballin Down South matchup. Remember, wherever you're headed, Bishop State can help you make your Bishop statement. Visit bishop.edu to get started. That's bishop.edu to get started. We appreciate them also being on board with us.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, you can get things started at Bishop State because no matter how you look at it, it's a great way to start your education. And I want to also thank Brandon Carr-Nathan, State Farm representative. He can handle all your home and auto needs. Based out of Spanish Fort, give Brandon Carr-Nathan a call. He is my State Farm agent, and he can help you out on life insurance as well as home insurance and also car insurance.
Lead is 13. St. Paul's working it in, down low. Shot no good for Ontario Fisher, but he is fouled on the play by McGill. They're going to give that one to Caden Thrash. That's his second foul and fourth team foul against the Yellow Jackets.
One more and they'll be in the double bonus, something we didn't see them do in the first quarter. But with the clock stopped and now leading by almost 15 points, St. Paul's just needs to continue to make the free throws and try to get to his scoring average of 8 points per game with 3 fouls already in the first half.
Correct. Shoots 63% from the free throw stripe. Stephen Heim checks back in. Ty York checks back in for the Yellow Jackets. Walking to the scores table is Javon Wilson, and Fisher drops both of them in. Saints are 3 for 5 from the charity stripe here in the second quarter.
Full court pressure off of this make. We've seen them get a steal and a layup here, but what you want to do is force them to the sideline. That's how you beat it. Get it to the middle of the floor, and now run your half-court cutting sets.
From the corner,
with the three, it rims out. Great rebound by the Saints right there. There's a three ball from the Saints, and it is nothing but the bottom of the net from Matt Leatherberry.
Great unselfish pass by Kobe Johnson. He could have taken the three, but he made one more pass to his teammate Leatherberry, and Leatherberry buries the three-point shot. And now it's the largest lead of the game for the Saints.
Anthony Frazier picked up a cheap foul. That's his first. Both teams with 4 team fouls here in the second quarter. McGill working it around. Shot from Hine in the corner. Bam, he hits the three. Stephen Hine, and a quick timeout call by Philip Murphy. He wants a full timeout.
You know it's a three-pointer that's good when you leave the net hanging. That's when you know it hits nothing but the bottom of the net there.
Don't move. You're watching Ballin Down South High School Hoops. We'll take a quick break and come right back.
High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders.
It begins with making good grades and being on time for practice.
It includes learning to listen, following directions, being a good role model, and accepting responsibility.
And it's about respect for officials, opponents, rules of the game, and each other. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future.
High school sports, so much more than just a game.
We welcome you back to Ballin Down South High School Hoops right here on the Ballin Down South Sports Network. Ron Wallace, Al Wheaton, Corey Bounty. They are pumping a DMX 33-18. The Saints are putting it on the Yellow Jackets, Corey.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you have had an opportunity here to see a lot of three balls being made. We talked about that in the pregame. We know both teams are guard-oriented, and that's what they like to shoot, which is the three-point shot. But McGill-Toolen, they have to make sure they're knocking down these threes to cut into this deficit that they've created for themselves. A little half-court pressure being applied here by McGill to slow things down. No shot clock tonight in this contest, so you just have to be patient and find a way to attack this zone.
Jack is being patient in the zone. The shot goes up, no good right there by Johnson, but a good rebound by the Saints. They got to kick it back out.
Yeah,
reset the offense.
That's right. And again, that zone, that's one of the things that you're going to give up is offensive rebounds. Now, can the Saints make them pay by getting second and third chance opportunities?
No one more pass there. No need for the extra pass. Javon Wilson, that's his third three of the night.
And again, heating up from the outside. 18-point lead now. St. Paul's has to play without fouling, and they do.
And there it is.
It's just there's no need to foul in that situation. You just have to go ahead and beat them to the spot, turn them defensively. And when you do that, you have to play without your hands. And that's just one of those things that Brandon Garrett is talking to Mac Leatherberry about right now. Beat them to the spot, turn them, and then break down defensively.
That picks up his second foul, so that places McGill in the double bonus here for the remainder of the quarter. And the free throw no good by Weems. Quite a surprise there.
Yeah, you've got to cut into the deficit by making free throws because you've done what it takes to get St. Paul's in the bonus. And now that they are in the double bonus, you must knock them down.
Weems misses both of them. And now they're putting some pressure on the Saints. They get it across the timeline. Johnson running the ball. Working over to Leatherberry. He's got a hot hand tonight as well.
In this zone defense, you just got to beat it by swinging the ball. You don't want it to stick in your hands. Go ahead and swing.
Way downtown.
Wilson shot no good. He was trying to go with the back-to-back threes.
We're going to be shooting.
That's going to be on Leatherberry.
Well, that actually called that one on Hine.
Yeah, we're going to be shooting in that situation.
Yep, and that's the fifth team foul. So both teams are now in the double bonus as Leatherbury will go to the line to shoot 2.
But you see the long shot, long rebound mentality, and that's the difference in between playing zone and man-to-man. You'll get a lot of second chance opportunities here, but you must box out and check out. And in that situation, the referees called Heim grabbing the jersey.
Yeah, they did. I'd like to say Ronnie had his hand in the cookie jar a little too long. Brooks Lomax returns back to the ball game. We haven't seen him since we started play. He started tonight. 6'4" junior forward for the Yellow Jackets, so he'll be playing down low. And Brandon Garrett continues to look at who he's going to sub in and out right here in front of us. And Leatherbury misses the second.
Well, free throws have not been kind to either one of these teams, but this full court pressure by St. Paul's has been is you have to cut off the baseline drive.
J.J. Davis with the little floater, no good. Rebound by King right there. Pops it out to Heim. He thought about it. Penetrates. This is the old school hook, no good. Nice rebound by Keyshawn McKnight. And
It's falling down and turning it over again. McGill with another. Can they capitalize off of this St. Paul's turnover?
The lead is 18. Jackson King kicks it out. Brooks Lomax, he thought about it. Working it back over the wings. There's a 3 from Heim. It rims out. We told you he's going to be a volume 3-point shooter. That's what he's described as from Philip Murphy. Here's a 3 coming from the Saints. And it bounces off. An offensive foul, Corey.
No, we're going down the other way. We're going to be shooting out, but I will say this. In regards to being able to find a way to find the open shooter. That's huge for St. Paul's. They're doing a great job of sharing the basketball, and they've knocked down a couple here in the second quarter to extend this lead to 18.
Keyshawn McKnight picks up his first foul, so that places Brooks Lomax at the line, shooting 2 shots for the Yellow Jackets. And Lomax pops the nets right there. Yellow Jackets 3 from 7 from the charity stripe. And St. Paul's 3 from 7 from the charity stripe in this quarter as well. So let's see if they can make it 4 of 8.
Well, you need this one in order to get you some momentum going, and you missed it. But now you get the free throw jinx, and you get this one with another offensive opportunity here. You don't want to have an empty offensive possession if you're McGill.
King with the skip pass to Heim. One more pass, wide open to shoot it. And no good right there for J.J. Davis.
You just got to go ahead and try to rebound the basketball and get back in transition defense as St. Paul's is sharing the basketball, moving it with efficiency.
Great passes that the Saints are doing. Saved, but no good. Goes into the hands of the Saints. Once again, another rebound. Max Bullo drops it in for the Saints as they extend that lead.
Averaging 6.6 points per game, and this full court pressure being applied has really bothered McGill all night long.
Approaching 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Heim thought about it. Decides the drive. Shot is blocked by William Fuchs. And they say it hit the baseline, so it's going to be the Saints' ball. Exactly 30 seconds.
With this 19-point lead, Coach Brandon Garrett has to find a way here to try to get them in foul trouble or to get them to foul you, because you know you want to hold for one. They're going to try to speed you up with this full court 1-2-1-1, and they do. They create the turnover. Good job by McGill-Toolen executing there.
Get the pressure in. That's going to be Kobe Johnson's first foul, I believe, Corey.
That is his first, and
first one.
Now with the clock stopped, you can get a 2-for-1 here. There was 30 seconds remaining when you created that turnover. Now you want to have points off of this turnover in this possession, and you continue to struggle at the line.
3 for 9 so far from the Yellow Jackets. The exact opposite of what happened in the first quarter when they were 4 for 4. And they missed both of them.
Yeah, that's a situation here. The Saints now can hold for one. McGill going ahead and they're still in the zone. So St. Paul's can share the basketball here to get the last shot.
Take their time for the last shot, under 10 seconds. They have it in the hand of the leading scorer, Kobe Johnson. I'm pretty sure he'll get the last shot just outside the elbow. He is breaking ankles, and our score at the end of 2, 40-19. That was a great second quarter for the Saints, and for McGill, they only scored 8 points in the quarter.
Well, I will say this, too. Kobe Johnson looking like Kobe Bean Bryant on that breakdown at the last second shot is, again, extending that lead is huge there, and only 8 points in the quarter is tough, but St. Paul's doing a great job.
Our score 40-19. It is halftime. We appreciate you tuning in. You're watching Ballin Down South High School Hoops. We'll be back.
Former NFL star and Super Bowl MVP Ray Lewis once said,
"We get one opportunity in life, one chance.
One chance at life to do whatever you're going to do. One chance to lay your foundation.
And make whatever mark you're gonna make. Whatever legacy you're gonna leave, leave your legacy."
Aim as high as you can imagine and find the path to make it happen. That's the Bishop State Way, a school built to run on curiosity, energy, opportunity, and the drive to find your thing and just go for it. A place that's always in step with the future, so that whatever's out there for you can start right here. So come on, make your Bishop statement and show us all the ways you shine. Aim as high as you can imagine and find the path to make it happen. That's
I've always said, all citizens of Mobile County deserve to live in a safe community without fear. At the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, we continue to work tirelessly toward this goal. This is Sheriff Paul Birch. If you're looking for a rewarding career with a team and community who has your back, then go to teamsheriff.org and let's go to work.
We welcome you back to Ballin Down South High School Hoops right here on the Ballin Down South Sports Network. Al Whedon, Corley Bounty, Ron Wallace. Our halftime being brought to you by Bishop State Community College. If you're still figuring out your next step, Bishop State can help you find your path, or as they like to say, find your Bishop Statement. Learn more at bishop.edu, proudly bringing you Ballin Down South High School Hoops halftime. Corey, taking a look at some of the halftime stats, we were given some numbers from the St. Paul Saints. And we talked about Javon Wilson with those 3 threes that he has, and he also made 1 free throw, so he has 11 points, and also tied with him Kobe Johnson with 11 points.
Yeah, Kobe Johnson, 11 points and 5 rebounds, and you look at what Kobe averages, 20.8 points per game.
Yeah.
And I think the story of the first half, if you're Coach Brandon Garrett, you're telling your team, look, we want to continue the intensity, but we want to do so without fouling. Too much fouling by St. Paul's, sending McGill to the line. They haven't been able to capitalize at the free throw line. And if you're McGill-Toolen, you're acting like this is a 0-0 score. You just have to capitalize off of dead ball opportunities and make your free throws and get back into this lead 1 possession at a time.
Down 21 points, the Yellow Jackets are. And from the charity stripe run, both of these teams are even. McGill-Toolen shot 7 for 14. That's 50%. And St. Paul shot 5 for 10, so that's 50% in the first half. So none of them really making big inroads from the charity stripe either.
You know, not good for either team, but that's good. It may come down to it if McGill is able to get back into this game. It come down to these free throws. You got to make these free throws.
Got to make the free throws. It's Al Whedon, Corley Bounty, Ron Wallace. We appreciate you tuning in. You're watching Ballin Down South High School Hoops right here on the campus of St. Paul's Episcopal School. We appreciate you joining in tonight. Also, we got to thank our folks over there at Bishop State for sponsoring the halftime here, bringing it to you. And want to remind you that high school students and parents, graduation will be here before you know it. Bishop State Community College has more than 40 certificate and degree programs with affordable tuition and the hands-on training for high-paying jobs. The opportunities are endless. Bishop State invites you to find your Bishop Statement and discover what's next for you. Learn more at bishopstate.edu. We also want to thank our folks over there at Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is hiring. Work with one of the best companies in the country. Great pay and benefits. Stop by the Dolphin Street or Airport Boulevard location to apply. Tell them Al, Corey, or Ron sent you. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Also, we've got to thank our folks over there at the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Want to make a difference in your community? Join Team Sheriff today. Great pay, great benefits await you with the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Apply now at mobileso.com. And we can't forget our folks over there at Future Ones with team apparel and equipment from baseball to cross country and all sports in between, plus official cloth provider of the AHSAA. Wear the future with Future Ones online at futureones.com. And our folks over there at Greer's, make sure you shop the local Greer's for your lowest everyday prices. When you're looking to save time, shop online at greers.com/shop. Plus, the holidays are now here, and Greer's has those holiday dinners available for you to purchase at Greer's Delis and catering for all of your needs. So Greer's got it. They guarantee it.
Also want to thank Randon Carnathan, State Farm agent located in Spanish Fort. He can take care of all your home and auto bundle needs. Also offers business insurance and life insurance. You can have limited pay policies from 10, 15 to 20 years, and you own that policy. These are whole life policies that are great for cash value. Make sure you reach out to Randon Carnathan, State Farm agent. You can reach him at 251-626-3026. And I'm going to go back and talk about one of our other sponsors. I want to thank Mark and Christina Sinclair at Jersey Mike's for always sponsoring and taking care of our eats. They own multiple Jersey Mike's locations, not only here in Mobile, but in Baldwin County as well. And again, I love to go ahead and have that Jersey Mike's way. So thank you to Mark and Christina Sinclair and the great job they're doing. And again, SEC Championship football coming up. You want to save on a party platter or tailgating that's upcoming for your friends and family, whether it's a family reunion, class reunion, give Jersey Mike's location Corey, Al, and Ron's name, and they'll drop a discount on those platters for you.
Yeah, and get it Mike's way, like
Yes.
Corey say. That's the best way, get it Mike's way.
You know what? The next time I'm going to do that, because I just went to Jersey Mike's the other day.
Can't
Look,
beat it.
Ron, get it Mike's way. I'm telling you, will not regret it. Tell him, Corey, you will not regret
No,
it, my
sir.
brother. Starting off the second half here, the Yellow Jackets down 21 points. Let's see what kind of comeback they're going to try to mount here in the third quarter. What type of intensity they're going to play with here to try to get back in this ball game.
Well, the man-to-man pressure now, I mean, you can't really, when you're down, you can work on certain zone aspects, but McGill-Toolen was able to get and force the first turnover of the second half.
And the Yellow Jackets off that turnover. Oh, I could see that one from a mile away. A double dribble called against Patrick Weems. He thought about it, took the step, put it back down.
And that's when you just have to play the next play. You turned them over, but you weren't able to capitalize off of the turnover. So here it is, McGill-Toolen trying to turn St. Paul's over, applying a little full court pressure. And we've seen a lot of three balls in the first half. I guarantee on this possession, a back screen will be coming to get a three-point look in the short corner.
No doubt about it. Javen Wilson has the hot hand with the threes for the Saints as he has made 3 tonight. And right in front of us, he's going to drop in another one. That's his 4th three-pointer of the ball game.
And Wilson heating up from beyond the arc, extending that lead. Now you have to play without fouling. Just beat your man to the spot. St. Paul's in their man-to-man defense here, trying to turn up the pressure defensively, getting the passing lane.
Wilson tried to steal it. That's a 3 shot right there by Caden Thrash, rims out. And I think, Lomax didn't touch it, so it's going to be Yellow Jackets basketball. I thought the big fella touched it.
Yeah, good angle there on the baseline by Randall Norwood, calling that McGill-Toolen's ball, and they turn it over.
Yeah, they tried to work it into Lomax with a little bounce pass. It's going to remain on this end of the floor here. And now they're going to get Patrick Weems to inbound the ball.
You want to score here, though, and they don't.
Stephen Heim doing his best Larry Bird impersonation with the set shot. It just didn't go in, Corey. That's the only problem. It didn't go in like Bird did.
Now you got to get the ball to the middle of the floor. McGill-Toolen's going to continue to pressure, and if you're able to lay it up right here, that's a blocking foul.
And almost dropped in right there to Kayshawn McKnight, but it did not. But the foul is going to be against McGill, our first team foul and first personal foul. They're going to call that one on Brooks Lomax. The big fella picks up his first.
But I like the fact that he attempted to take the charge.
Yeah.
That's one of the first times tonight that we have seen somebody try to get in legal guarding position and take a charge with the full steam ahead by the opponent. And we'll see if McKnight can cash in here at the free throw line.
Make sure if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, give us a shout out. We'll shout you back, and tune in and tell a friend as well. Al, Corey, and Ron are calling high school basketball, high school hoops tonight on the Ballin Down South Sports Network, or you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or ballindownsouth.tv or the NFHS Network, whichever platform you're watching, Ron. Give us a shout out so we can shout you back as well. So let us know where you tuned in at. And I think we're now ready for the free throws. We had to wipe some perspiration up off the floor there. McKnight drops the first one in. He's a 60% free throw shooter. And this is the second. Great rebound right there, down low by Ontario Fisher Jr.
Well, that's a great way to attack the basketball, and that's what you have to do is send in this lead now to 19-46. And for the rest of this third quarter, you just have to play without fouling and execute your defense, getting your hands in the passing lanes as well.
They pop it out to Heim. Heim's going to penetrate and try to kick, and does. Back down low to Brooks Lomax.
Good pass, but couldn't complete it.
Good ball movement, couldn't complete it, Ron. Nice little inside out right there, but it does not pay off, and it's a turnover on the Yellow Jackets Saints basketball.
Well, now what you want to see here is the Saints be able to execute against this full court pressure, and it's McGill-Toolen and Heim with the foul. That's going to be his second and the team's second. But again, you have to continue to attack if you're St. Paul's not necessarily settling for three-point shots, but just get good ball rotation in order to get the shot you want.
They're moving it around. Wilson has the hot hand for three, but he's going to drop a three, and that is William Fuchs. Drops in his first three-pointer of the night.
Fuchs, 6.1 points per game, the junior wing player, and McGill's able to rattle one in for 2 points to end their scoring drought.
Brooks Lomax with the bucket, and up-tempo, the Saints push it up the floor. In the paint, got to get rid of it and get out the paint. You're on the 3-second call. That's another three, the fifth three tonight. Wilson has the hot hand for the Saints.
Well, we said it's raining outside. Well, now the rain from outside has made its way to the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not coming in drops. It's coming in big oodles and boodles of three-point shots that are raining down here in this gym.
Kick out to King. King is going to go in. Nice layup right there by James King. McGill putting the pressure on the Saints here. And the Saints break it. Get it across the timeline. Kobe Johnson, he's doing some moves. And turnover for McGill.
You got to capitalize, though. Great look ahead, Heim.
Yep,
going to finish that. That's great vision, though.
Uses the glass, fundamental basketball, find open man. McGill trying to cut into this lead. Right in front of us, Kobe Johnson. He kicks it over to Fuchs. Back-to-back threes for the Saints.
Well, there's some more of those raindrops coming through the net, and the full court pressure being applied by St. Paul's. Throwing over the top should be a layup opportunity. That's an offensive foul.
Yeah, all day long. They're going to call that one, I believe, on Patrick Weems. No, that's going to be on James King. That's his second. Way to take the charge right there. Third team foul against McGill. St. Paul's has not committed any fouls here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I told you at halftime, one of Coach Garrett's speeches, I know as a head coach myself, I talked to my team about ways to improve. Don't get caught looking at the scoreboard. We did too much fouling in the first half, and that's the correction that St. Paul's has made here in the second half. Now, again, you have another close to 12 minutes to play, and that's a lot of fouls that you don't want to have. The fouls reset it every quarter, but here for the first 4 minutes, they have done an outstanding job of playing with their hands.
Saints up by 30 at the halfway point of the third quarter. Al Whedon, Corley Bounty, Ron Wallace. You're watching Ballin down south high school hoops right here at St. Paul's Episcopal School. And the Saints are all in control. Kobe Johnson doing a head fake shake. Still with the ball, kicks it out to Wilson. He has the hot hand from three tonight. Coach Johnson's going to try to get his three, and he gets his three on as well, Corey.
Well, you know, that's what you practice on, and now that McGill has turned over the ball against this full court pressure. But you work in the gym on things that are your strengths, and that is putting up shots, three-point shots. They're a heavy guard-oriented team. So, again, when the threes are raining like they are, it just comes in a deluge.
It pours. When it rains, it pours.
Yeah, exactly what it's doing tonight, Ron.
And when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Johnson drops it in, and the Saints have hit their average. They average 59 points a game and give up 60. And right now, they are in full control of this ball game.
It's just demoralizing when you see them hit many attempts and then dig in defensively and become active in the passing lanes. You just have to continue to execute your offense and don't settle. Try to get fouled, get into the basket and without turning it over.
No foul on the play, just knocked away right there by the Saints. So it's going to be McGill's basketball. Checking back in for St. Paul's, number 10, Howard Dean Jr. 5'9" senior guard for the Saints. That's a three from way outside. Hits the side of the backboard. Rebound for St. Paul's once again as they come up the floor. Johnson trying to get another three. Thought about it. Kicks it out. At the elbow. Shot no good right there for Anthony Frazier.
And you can see him be a lefty, pull up for that shot, no good, but you have to dig in defensively, and the big fella on the inside, want to see him tie you up, turn and face, and try to score it.
Right, did not do that. He was pushed off the block right there by Kobe Johnson. Saints continuing to work this ball across the perimeter. Nobody home right there. That's going to be a turnover. And an easy lay-in right there for Joseph Weems and the Yellow Jackets.
Joseph Weems, again, the youngest Weems on the floor, as his brother is a senior, but now you have to attack the rim. You're shooting the 3-ball, high efficiency.
And that's another 3 from Kobe Johnson. He's starting to feel it now.
From anywhere on the court.
And denying the next pass, trying to speed McGill-Toolen up to make them take a 3-point shot.
And there's a 3 right there. James King drops it in for the Yellow Jackets as we're under 2 minutes in the third quarter.
And McGill, you know, Philip Murphy, he's faced these type of deficits before, not often, but when he does, he continues to coach and play through. You don't see Philip Murphy sitting down pouting. He's going to coach like it's 0-0. That's one of the things that I love about the intensity and the passion that Coach Murphy does have. No deficits too large to keep his team in the game.
Yellow Jackets down 34 right now with 90 seconds remaining in the contest.
Had his pocket pick.
And one.
Count the bucket.
The basket and one coming up for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to call that one on Howard Dean Jr. His first foul and first team foul, Corey, for the St. Paul Saints under 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
But what a phenomenal job. Again, McGill-Toolen just finding a way to try to go on a run here and try to cut into this 30-point deficit. No quit in any Philip Murphy coach team. Now, Coach Garrett, I guarantee he's going to talk about his team's execution, not being loose with the basketball, being tight, as you have to value and take care and squeeze the orange.
And pressure from McGill does not pay off. They knock it out of bounds. It's going to remain with the Saints, and they're going to inbound it here in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. Wilson gets it across the timeline. Pressure on him from Cade Thrash. And we have a Wilson right there. Just too much contact going on.
That's the off-ball movement that you definitely have to be aware of if you're an official. And they were aware of that. And now with a 31-point deficit facing the Yellow Jackets, it's going to be up for the St. Paul Saints to execute all of their plays.
In the paint, kicking it outside, putting up the 3, no good right there for St. Paul's. Tanner Frazier with the shot. Hayden Thrash trying to take it to the hole, no good. Great rebound by the Saints as they push it up the floor. Look at Javen Wilson. He's going to take it with the Euro step and shot. No good. 1 minute to play here in the third quarter.
Second chance opportunities. St. Paul's has to continue to attack the rim, try to get back to that free throw line as McGill has committed 4 team fouls so far.
That's a little Euro, and it pays off for Anthony Frazier as he bounces it in off of the glass. McGill's got to get this ball in, Cora.
Frazier going to his left, the left-handed, and another steal by St. Paul's.
Here's a 3-ball from Frazier. Tanner Frazier with the nail pretty much in the coffin here in the third quarter.
They're just having a fun time, and they're continuing to apply the pressure. The bench is into the game. The excitement here. McGill trying to get off this 3-pointer to score before the end of the quarter.
Thrash hits the 3, and Philip Murphy calls a timeout with 8.1 seconds remaining.
Great timeout
in the third quarter.
Great timeout.
Get the timeout after a made bucket. But Corey, you talk about the frenzy. It's almost like the offense is feeding the defense for St. Paul.
Well, again,
it's the opposite way.
You know, defense travels, and what do I mean by that? And speaking in my coach analogy, defense travels, meaning you can play defense even if you're not shooting the ball well.
Right.
You can always play defense, and if you're in the stance, you have 1 or 2 shots fall, your teammates see that, it becomes contagious. And we've seen that here as it's been a plethora of 3-point shots blistering the nets for the Saints, as they had 40 points at halftime. Now they have 69 here, and that's just a 29-point quarter. You look at a 29-point quarter being scored by St. Paul's, and McGill only has 36 for the game.
Right.
So that just goes to show you the intensity level that has come out of halftime for the Saints, and execution here for the rest of the contest is going to be important.
8.1 seconds remain as the Saints inbound the ball. Looking to break this trap here. Wilson gets it across the timeline. He's going to take the three. It rims out. And so at the end of three, our score 69-36. St. Paul's all in control. You're watching Ballin' Down South High School Hoops right here on the Ballin' Down South Sports Network. We'll be back.
At Bishop State Community College, we're not just about sports. We're about shaping futures. Our athletes aren't just players. They're true student athletes, excelling both on and off the court. And their hard work doesn't end when the game does. Because at Bishop State, we dominate the books.
And we dominate the ball.
Welcome back to Ballin' Down South High School Hoops. Al Wheaton, Corley Downey, Ron Wallace bringing you the action on the campus of St. Paul's Episcopal School. And as we talked about tonight, it's been raining outside, but it's been raining threes here inside the gym court. In this second half, Javon Wilson and Kobe Johnson have come to life for the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, and it started with them knocking down shots, but also their full court pressure, which kept McGill-Toolen from being able to score, as that was a 17-point quarter for McGill, their most out of the three quarters. The first quarter, McGill had 11. Second quarter, they had 8. Coming out of the locker room, they scored 17, but it just wasn't enough and not ready for play, and it's going to be an easy cheat two for the Saints.
The Saints break the huddle late. J.J. Davis gets the bucket for the Yellow Jackets, but hey, they're getting it down the court, and it is stolen. Turnover. Well, the Saints, the Yellow Jackets shot no good right there by Charlie Hines. He's going to try it again. He's going to put up the three, and it's nothing but air.
And Wilson was kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And he's holding that head, and it's a little slow there. That's why they stopped the play to check on him and to get him a sub there, as it will be Keyshawn McKnight coming in for him. But you definitely want him to be okay, and he's able to walk on his own power to the bench.
Yeah, it's a great thing right there. So it'll be the Saints ball on the floor. Ontario Fisher, he has 3 fouls. Keyshawn Knight, 1 foul for the Saints. William Few, she doesn't have
Steal by
any
McGill.
fouls. It's stolen by the Yellow Jackets, but tipped by the Saints. Can they get control? No, they can't. It's going to be McGill's basketball. Up and down we go. And Patrick Weems needs to get the offense set up here for the Yellow Jackets.
And that's going to be a holding foul, baseline out of bounds. Jamar Matthews able to see that one and call that one on the dribble drive.
I just talked about Fuchsia. He picks up his first foul, Corey. Look at there. And that's first team foul against the Saints here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets trying to set up their offense. Peyton Patrick with the ball inside the paint, kicks it out to King. And King's going to throw it up, no good right there.
It's just tough against this St. Paul's defense, and that's going to be a foul, pushing foul from behind. And it will be against McGill, as they will commit one of their first team fouls. But 31-point lead, the clock will run. We're on a running clock. Anytime that you hit 30 points in the fourth quarter, it is a running clock. So the clock will not stop for anything but timeouts here in the fourth quarter of play.
Kicking it back out. That's going to be a three, and it hits the glass, no good. And Patrick Weems is injured. He's holding his wrist. I don't know if Philip Murphy knows it or not. And there's Randall. Jamar Matthews catches the injury on Patrick Weems. Some kind of way doing a rebound. He hit his wrist. So he's going to have to head to the bench, let the trainer take a look at him. He was writhing in pain.
Goes all the way to the end of the bench, and it allows St. Paul's to pick up their full court pressure. And Brandon Garrett, with his clock running, he is not going to be looking at the clock. He's going to continue to apply this full court pressure.
Tallest guy on the floor right now might be on Ontario Fisher at 6'1". It's like we're going to play some small ball right here. 69-38 is our score.
J.J. Davis in the game for the Yellow Jackets.
Right. Along with his brother, K.J. Davis, 8th grader, Corey, playing guard as well. He whips it over.
Foul called on the plate.
And that's going to be a foul. And they called that one on Keyshawn McKnight, his second.
Yeah, you want to play without fouling in this situation, but Coach Murphy having a chance to get the Davis brothers in the game, and Kentonio Davis being that former head coach at Blount High School in St. Luke's as well, having led the Wildcats to multiple Final Fours there from a boys standpoint, and his sons growing up seeing his success and just being basketball junkie family. The Davis boys and brothers will contribute to this Yellow Jackets program for years to come.
Way to get some good reps for all of these kids here tonight. 29-point lead is still the Saints basketball. And that clock is continuing to run, as you talked about earlier, Corey.
One of my favorite games to officiate as an official, when you hit that 30-point running clock in the fourth quarter.
Run, he did not just say that.
It is one of my favorite games to call.
Corey over here keeping it real, Ron.
That's the referee in him.
That's what it is. Driving in, Davis. A little scoop it, no good.
Over to the corner.
You're going to work it back with the skip pass back to Ontario Fisher. Pretty much just keeping it on the perimeter. As I said, Fisher may be the tallest guy on the floor. Well, no, Max Bulow, 6'2" for the Saints, wearing number 0, almost stolen back by St. Paul's as we approach 4 minutes left in the ball game. That's a loose ball, and it's going to remain on the Yellow Jackets' end of the floor.
Turnover for turnover. I mean, you want to cut into this deficit by scoring points off of turnovers, and it's a 29-point lead here for the Saints, and they just have to execute.
McGill-Toolen head coach Philip Murphy, you talked about him being the vet in the area. In his 19th season at McGill-Toolen, his record is 397 and 165 for a 706 career winning percentage, and it doesn't look like he's going to pick up that W to get closer to that 400th win tonight, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be him being the dean and having plenty of wins and plenty of great guys to come through his program. One of the most recent, Barry Dunning Jr., now playing basketball for the Pitt Panthers.
Pittsburgh Panthers. All on the floor. It's picked up by St. Paul. They get the outlet pass to Ontario Fisher Jr. He lays it up with an easy lay-in and just extends that lead for the Saints, continuing to play great pressure defense. I love it.
And you want to see that because, I mean, the running clock allows you to get limited minutes, and McGill attacking the rim. I love that drive by James King.
Nice bucket by King as he escapes and gets it in. 2:40 left, Corey, as we look at it. Who you thinking about for the Mobile County Sheriff's Office big baller of the game? I got a couple guys in mind. Who you got in mind?
Well, I definitely love Kobe Johnson. I thought he was a difference maker, had 11 points and 5 rebounds at halftime, but came out and really took over and was unselfish, distributing the basketball, getting his teammates involved, rebounding the basketball, and really outside of only committing 1 foul, he did a great job of it being contagious from his scoring to his rebounding to his unselfishness and assists.
King picks up his 3rd foul run. Who you looking at tonight?
I'm looking at Kobe Johnson as well. That's who I picked.
You think about Kobe as well. We'll get that up for you here in a matter of moments as St. Paul's inbounds it into the backcourt. It goes out of bounds.
And you don't want to assume that it's ever going to be a backcourt. Go ahead and make the official blow the whistle. Just chase the ball down. Don't act like it is until it actually is a whistle call.
As you saw right there, our big baller of the game, Kobe Johnson. I think our folks over there at the Mobile County Sheriff's Office are sponsoring the Ballin Down South big baller of the game. Kobe had a great ball game tonight, as you said, Corey. He was tied at 11 with Javon Wilson at halftime and really turned it on in the 3rd quarter.
He really did, and being able to score was important. 42-71 here. Saints trying to close this game strong.
And Kobe got him a nice little breather here in the 4th quarter when we went to that running clock as well. And a travel on the play right there. So traveling called against St. Paul's. It'll be a turnover to the Yellow Jackets. 71-42 is our score as we are under 1 minute. And as we said, coming into the ball game, one of the youngest teams that Coach Philip Murphy has had over his 20 years with the program. So, you know, there's room to grow. We know he lost a lot last year, losing 7 kids off that squad, 7 seniors.
Well,
go ahead, Corey.
That's what you want to see. I mean, Ron, you mentioned we saw them play a year ago in the Final Four. When you graduate 7, These younger guys learned a lot from those 7 seniors, though.
And, as long as they stay healthy and they're going to know Coach Murphy's program, they're going to know his system, and they should be good coming up through the years.
Dropping it in the free throw right there for the Yellow Jackets.
This will be the last play of the game here.
Right, it sure will. And it looks like we're going to end it with a dominating win from St. Paul's tonight, 71-43, our final score. The Saints really brought it home tonight, Corey.
They did. I mean, you have a 2-point quarter by St. Paul's in that situation because it was a running clock. 5 points by McGill-Toolen because it was a running clock. But it's a lesson learned for both of these teams. McGill-Toolen knowing that they have to continue to value the basketball and continue to grow, and they're going to see this on film, put this one behind them, and move forward. But a great home court win for Brandon Garrett and his Saints, shooting the 3-ball extremely well from beyond the arc.
We knew we were going to see a lot of it from McGill and St. Paul's. The run, St. Paul's really bought the threes and made it rain tonight.
They did, man. I hope it's not raining outside, but it was raining here tonight by the Saints.
Don't worry about that. If it's raining later in the week, you can catch us. Don't forget, we'll be going down to Theodore on Friday. We're going to have Baker versus Theodore Friday. It's not a area ball game, but it's a very, if you want to call it, highly contested affair that'll be taking place on Friday night. We'll have Baker versus Theodore. Right now, we're going to be joined by Coach Brandon Garrett right quick before we sign off. As we talk to him, he's getting some
love from the fans.
Getting some love from the Coach Garrett. Good ball game tonight, a great win. You guys were really dominating, especially in the second half. It seemed like all of a sudden the rain came inside with the threes, Coach Garrett. What was going on, man?
Shout out first off to Philip Murphy, great guy, great coach, a legend, one of the best basketball programs in the state. No disrespect to them, but they do a phenomenal job. Tonight, we just had one of those nights where we've been working hard on shooting the ball better. We've been putting a lot of time and effort and being attentive in how we shoot the ball and how we pass the shooters. As a coach, you pray it pays off in games because it helps that buy-in. Because when you don't, those guys look at you like you're stupid and you don't know anything. So tonight, they failed. We took the right ones.
Okay.
And I'm proud of the guys for having confidence. We talked about it early. One thing that we're stressing is having great energy, great effort, and then having great confidence. Energy and effort, confidence is something that you need a lot of.
And you got a lot of that, Coach. I mean, you had a 29-point third quarter. Was your message at halftime to stop fouling as much and to play with your feet and just beat McGill to the spot? Because your pressure defense was on makes and misses full court.
I don't want to say this, officials might be listening, but we're playing physical. I want my guys, the message was all gas, no brakes. Make sure that we're physical at the point. We're smart at the point. So we're trying to influence the game with our energy and our effort and our confidence, and we're trying to drown another team out. And tonight, our physicality did that. We're trying to wear on teams, and we're hoping that the work we do and what we go through in practice is worse than what everybody else does. And we intent with our practice drills and how much we practice 3 days over Thanksgiving break after coming from a tournament when nobody else probably was. A couple guys puking, want to throw up, but it's all for a reason and a purpose. We have big goals. I mean, we're not shying away what our goals are. We want to be one of those teams standing at the last at the end of the day, and to do that, you got to do something different, and you got to do something extraordinary.
Well, Coach, you improved to 5-5 on the season. Coming up for you, you're going to host Presbyterian Christian out of Hattiesburg this Saturday. Then next Monday, you're going to be at Spanish Fort. You got to go up on the hill and play. You know, that's always tough. And then at UMS right down the road. So another Battle of O'Shell is coming up for the Saints here.
Yes, it's an important week. The Spanish Fort game is kind of special. We're doing a special event in New Orleans. That game's actually going to be at the Pelicans Arena.
Oh, that's even better.
Their quarter dream, so we get to play on the NBA floor and pretend like we're NBA players for a night, and hopefully play like my Lakers are and give it this extreme championship energy. It's something I stole from them. I'm a Lakers diehard.
I got you.
I'm a Kobe diehard. Not a LeBron. I respect this game. He is going to be the GOAT number-wise. Say that. You're an idiot if you don't. Just put that out there. But Lakers, they have a thing, a mantra this year: championship energy, championship communication, and championship effort. And our championship habits, championship effort, and championship communication, and that's been our motto. We've kind of adapted that. And again, tonight, I mean, we're led by some great guys in Kobe and Javon. Kobe's our North-South All-Star player. I think he's one of the hidden gems of the state.
Yeah.
If there's any coach listening, you better come get this kid.
I was impressed with him.
He may not be ready next year for the big light, but in 2 years he will be. He's still transitioning, getting better. I mean, he's a sponge, and there's not very few kids who in the gym as much as me. So.
There you go, Coach Brandon Garrett. We appreciate you stopping by. Great win tonight. And enjoy yourself down there in the Smoothie King Center.
I will. Thank you, guys. This is a small thank you from all us coaches from the game of basketball. Ron, I bought his headset, but you guys do an incredible job making us coaches and basketball feel important. And I don't think we can stress and thank you guys enough. This means the world to me, being my first time you guys coming here.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we played well. I told my guys we was going to be running for the next 3 weeks if we didn't, because y'all never coming back.
Oh, don't worry, Coach. We're going to come back. Don't worry.
Yes, no, but
we're going to come back through.
No, I can't thank you guys from the media day coverage to this. You guys are first class in everything you do. There's a big news station out there. I'm validating for you guys. Pick these guys up. These are three of the most honest brothers I've ever met. I look up to you guys. Corey, you know how I feel about you, Ron, as well.
Thank you.
I thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. God bless you guys.
Coach Brandon Garrett, head coach right here for the St. Paul Saints. That's going to wrap it up for Ron Wallace, Corey Bounty. I'm Al Whedon. We appreciate you tuning in tonight, watching another edition of Ballin Down South High School Hoops. Have yourself a great night, and we'll catch you Friday down at Theodore. It's Theodore and Baker going head to head.